Hey, it is that time again to go over where we are at with property values. Where are we at with demand? Where are we at when it comes to Las Vegas, North Las Vegas, and in Henderson, interest rates, all real estate stuff. Let's go over what the numbers are for the month of August. We have just now jumped into the month of September. So let's go over the data for where we were at throughout the month of August. All right, you guys, here's a chart right here giving us exactly what it is that we're looking for. Median sales price for Las Vegas. We are at $475,000. Henderson is at $515,000 and North Las Vegas is at $425,000. Cool, these numbers are fine, but what does that mean for where we were this time last year? Let's check this out. So this is where we were this time last year. Let me make this a little bit more comprehensive so we can understand. Okay, so Las Vegas, we are up at about 1% higher than we were this time last year. Henderson is about 6% lower than where we were this time last year, and North Las Vegas is up at about 2.5% from where we were this time last year. Cool, but what does this mean for demand? Where are we at when it comes to, let's just even say, housing supply? How many properties do we have on the market? Is it more than we were last year? Is it the same? Well, let's check out this chart. This is telling us exactly where we are at as far as homes for sale in all three cities. The number here doesn't necessarily mean probably much to you guys, but what is something to pay attention to is where this line is going, and it is increasing. Therefore, we've got more properties on the market than we did this time last year. So our supply of homes is increasing. We've got more homes for sale than we did this time last year. Now, to give you some metrics on this so you guys can see exactly how many properties we have in the market than we did last year, check this out. So this is homes for sale, and you guys can see here that Las Vegas is up 22% more homes on the market than we did last year, 23% for Henderson, and 17%. All three cities all have had a massive increase in the number of homes listed for sale. So our inventory is now jumping up. And to kind of give you a little bit better of an idea as to what that looks like in that, well, actually you guys saw that, so my bad. You guys ended up seeing that right here, this nice little increase. We were way below where I would say probably for a healthy market, where we probably should be. A lot of sellers just decided not to put the properties onto the market, and we all felt that pinch or that increase of value that just continued to keep compounding despite the fact that we have high mortgage rates. It was like so many people are scratching their heads. How in the world did we have property values going up when we've got such high interest rates? And you know, mortgages for buyers is outrageous. Well, when we got very little supply and the number of demand, it really isn't changing all that much, you're going to end up having that increase of property values, and that's where it's coming from. Now, when we look at another indicator of supply of properties, with the increase of inventory, you're going to see the number of new listings coming onto the market also increasing. And you can see that here, that we are higher than we were for the last 3 years. So there is that. Here is days on market. Days on market is increasing as well. This is where we were last year. This is where we are now. You can see that we are probably, in my opinion, at a little bit more of around, maybe a little bit above 30 days for a property to sit on the market before it finds a buyer and now is pending or in pending status or in escrow to be sold. So the more properties we get onto the market and the fact that demand stays the same, guess what? The number of days that a property sits onto the market is just going to end up increasing. So that is going to end up showing you guys what's going on with days on market. Now, when it comes to the month supply, here's the month supply. So we are hovering right here at around 4 months. Now, a lot of people are going to sit here and be like, oh, well, that just shows you that it's a seller's market still. Yeah, I don't think that that's really indicative of Las Vegas market specifically, because I think a lot of what the news that they get is national averages or median month supply. And that's not Las Vegas. And the reason I say that is because let's pull back. Let's go to month supply right here, month supply. Let's go back several years. Let's go back 10 years. Look where we're at. Here's month supply, 4 months. Las Vegas, North Las Vegas, Henderson. Well, pretty much peaking out at 4 months. So to sit here and to say that 6 months is a healthy market or balanced market, well, I don't think that that's indicative of Las Vegas, North Las Vegas, and Henderson. I think that maybe around 3 months or so is probably maybe a little bit more balanced, or an average for these 3 cities, because a lot of people want to move here. A lot of people moving from California here to the Las Vegas Valley, and it just puts a lot of demand. So I think 3 months is probably maybe a little bit more of a balanced market for these 3 cities. And I think that because we've had such an increase of properties that have hit the market over the last 6 months to a year, well, actually more or less 6 months, I think that this is the reason why we're actually bumped ourselves up to that 4-month supply. So do what you want with this data, but here we are with pending sales, which means that, hey, when a property ends up getting listed, finds a buyer, and they're in escrow, this is where we're at. So to me, this is an indication of demand. And I don't see any real fluctuation in demand right here. I mean, you got the times of year, but anytime we end up moving into the holiday season, you got less demand. So, but I'm just talking like, here, look, we peak out at about the same amount. And this is, pretty indicative of where we're at every single time this time of year. So not much is changing, but what's going on with interest rates? Because buyers and sellers care about that, and it really ends up changing what's going on, positive or negatively, affecting demand when it comes to the real estate market. Where are interest rates? Well, here's where the interest rates are for a 30-year fixed mortgage. We have plummeted from where we were back in at the end of May. You can see that we have consistently come down, and we are now hovering at around that 6.5. Now, exactly what your interest rate is, depending on your credit score and all the other little factors that make up what you are offered by a lender, is going to be very different and specific to you. But generally speaking, we are at in the low 6s, which is great. I mean, that is going to end up hopefully bringing in more demand and maybe perhaps putting a floor on any sort of drop in prices. But for those of you who are looking for a drop in real estate prices, who knows, we may end up getting that. But if interest rates start continuing trending down as they are, as you can see here, that's going to bump up demand, and therefore we're going to end up getting, perhaps a floor on, property values going down. So that may be good news for those properties in Henderson. But this is where we're at when it comes to the overall metrics for the real estate market. I hope you guys found it interesting. But for those of you who are looking to sell your property, how much money do you want to get when you sell it? Do you want to get a lot, or do you want to get, a little bit or less than you could? Well, I think that you guys want to get as much money as possible. So when you guys are considering listing your property for sale with a licensed real estate agent, please give me a call. Why should you guys give me a call? I've been a licensed real estate agent in the Las Vegas Valley for over 12 years. I know exactly what I'm doing. I know exactly what to anticipate 10 moves ahead of any other real estate agent that's trying to sit here and negotiate either an adjustment down or getting some sort of credit. I already know exactly every play, every move that they're going to make. If that's the kind of real estate agent that you want, please give me a call. But aside from that, I don't charge what other real estate agents are going to charge. For those of you buyers who are looking to go ahead and, again, have a real estate agent that knows what they're doing, have been in the business long enough, that knows exactly what to anticipate and how to save you money along the way, please give me a call. In addition to saving you money, I'm going to give you guys money. I'm going to offer you $1,500 to do whatever you want. use it towards your closing costs, buy a TV, buy a fridge, do whatever you want with that money. It is yours as my gift to you for those of you buyers who are looking to go ahead and use me to help you find, negotiate, and then close on a deal. Otherwise, this is your guys' market update for Las Vegas, North Las Vegas, and Henderson. Thank you guys so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.